evening, everyone, and welcome to Touch of Kate Keshinga Hot Haircut. My name is Mrs. Kate Eddie Itama, the CEO of Touch of Kate Keshinga Hot Haircut. So once again, you're welcome to our online cooking pots of rice and stew plate class. Okay, all right. So we're going to make use of doming because of this class. I believe we all know how to cover our normal round cake or how to trim our cakes, before doing this class. Okay, all right. So we're going to make use of. So this is going to serve as our already trimmed and comforted cake, ready to be covered. This is size 8. Okay, all right. So these are plates. You see, I made a plate out of sugar. So you see, what I did was just to add CF to my phone. I'm going to do a sample for us, but I had to do it like I did it yesterday. So if you want a very, will I say a better effect, it's better you do it like 2-3 days ahead, okay, so that it will be fair. You see, when I put this and put my sugar, you think it's a replay, but actually it's actually made out of sugar. All right, so I'm going to show you a sample how I did this. All right, so these are rice. I've done some. You see, it's just your fondant. I'm going to show you how I did this too. Okay, so we're going to be starting with the stew. Okay, and we're going to be making use of gelatin, water, and glucose. Then colors, we're making of orange, red, and leaf green color. We're also going to be making use of cake crumbs, okay, for the stew. And also, this is just a normal brown fondant. We're going to serve as our meat, okay? All right, so we're going to make use of white fondant. That's because I want us to do a silver pot that has a black handle, okay, with a white plate that has stew in it. All right, so now we're going to be starting with the stew. All right, so when I'm ready, I'll get back to you guys. Okay, so now it's time for us to do the stew. Okay, all right. So this is it. I'm going to give you the recipe. Okay, the recipe for the stew is 1/3 cups of water, 1/4 cups of 1/3 cup of water, 1/4 cup of glucose, and 1.5 tablespoon gelatin. Okay, all right. So I'm going to be starting with the water. This is 1/3 cup. That depends on the quantity of what you're doing, okay? The quantity of the plate and the stew, sorry, and the size of the plate you want to do, So, alright, so these are gelatin. I'm going to take 1 tablespoon. I'll sprinkle it. Then half. I didn't come with my half, so let me just use this as my half. Okay, so this is all we have. Come present and see this. So I'm just going to leave for like 5 minutes, okay, to bloom. Then I would now put it in a double boiler, just the way we do our fondant, okay. I will just go when it dissolves, really it dissolves. I'll bring it out, then put my glucose, like when it's out of the fire. I'm just going to take it now to the kitchen. Put my water in my pan or in my pot or my fry pan on the fire, and I will stir just to dissolve gelatin. After 5 minutes, I will leave it for 5 minutes to bloom. After 5 minutes, I'll put it on the pot, like put my water on the fire, put the gelatin like this on it, and stir. When it dissolves, really it dissolves. I won't leave it for long. Once I'm sure no more lumps, no more gelatin like fresh gelatin, I'll bring it out and I will not put my glucose. When I'm not putting my glucose, I'll get back to you guys. I want to short video. There you go. Okay, so this is what we have, you see. So immediately you bring it out, you just turn. These are glucose 1/4. I've measured it, so I'll just turn it inside. Don't put it while your gelatin is still on the fire. So you stir here, just for it to dissolve. Okay, so this is what we have. See, so I said it depends on the quantity of stew you're doing. Okay, so you see this. So next I'm just going to put the colors. If I want to put the colors, I'll get back to you guys. Alright, so now it's time to put color. Now you start with orange. You see? Give my camera one how to do. So next I'm going to add red. I'll add red, okay? I've added red, I'm still going to add red. See, I'm doing it bit by bit, not so much. Little red. Actually putting the red bit by bit. So you see, like we're having oil already. You see? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to thin it down with a drop of oil and green. You know, it don't look so red like that. I'll just put drop, as in just little. Now watch it. See, when I mean drop, I mean, let me use this tip. I just want to thin that reddish color down a little. So I'm going to add a little to it. Good. So you see it's darker now. Yes. So we don't want. Good. Okay. So you see it's not giving us that red. Okay. So next I'm going to add our crumbs. Okay. To it. So when I want to add it, I'll get back to you guys. Okay. So you see this one we have. You see it. You see. So we're just going to create our meat. Or before creating our meat, fine. Now you see it's looking so straight, like just oil. So we want to create that tomato effect. When you blend your tomato, your stew is really not so sweet. So that's why we'll make use of cake crumbs, okay? Just going to break it. Done. Just match a little to the spoon. Right. Okay. So you see, so it's like looking like real stew. I will have our blended tomato, the onion, and everything in it. Okay. So now Just to create our meat, just use your normal brown. Just put it in. You can do it any way you want. Just put it in. It doesn't really have particular shape. So, see, our stew is ready. So we're going to set aside while we work on the cake. So when we are done, we're going to put this stew inside our plates. See it? Alright, so that's that. So that's for the stew. Any question you can ask. So now it's time to face the cooking pot. Okay, so it's time for us to cover our pot, okay? Now, I usually use Crisco whenever I want to use cake, your side for your cake dummy, okay? Just rub it as your buttercream and juice. So I already rubbed Crisco around it so that my fondant will stick. So remember, we are doing cooking pots of rice. So this is what you do. Now first of all, I'm just going to roll little, very little, just to cover the top. Remember, we're doing white rice. That's normal white rice and stew. So at the moment we're doing jollof, I would have covered the top with the same color of my jollof rice. So because we are doing white rice, so I have to cover with white. Okay. You make it as thin as possible. You just want it to cover the top of the cake so that when you put your rice, even if they are seeing some holes, they will think it's rice. They won't really know it's actually the fondant. So that's why it's good to always cover with the exact color of whatever you're putting. So you see it's very thin. Just going to put it and trim this out. You can measure before putting, okay? So that your cake does not stain your fondant that you're cutting out. I didn't bother because I know it's not a real cake, so I'm very sure it won't stain it. So you see, so this is all we have. So I've covered this top. So now I'm going to do the pots now itself. Okay. And when I'm doing pots, mostly an open pot, not a covered one. And I'm going to cover like a paneling pattern. I like adding more CMC on my fondant, like little, so that it's firm enough. And you know, we're going to have a little, a seeding, so that it looks as if it's an open pot. When you put it right, it looks like it's a pot that is open, filled with rice, okay? So I'm just going to add more CMC to this, alright? Okay, so please, I'll get back when I want to put CMC. Okay, so I'm just adding CMC to it. Not so much. So I'm just going to mix it in. When I'm done kneading, I will roll, okay? When I'm done, I'll get back to you guys. Okay, so you see I'm done rolling. You see it's thick. I've measured, so how did I cut this? What I did was to measure around. It gave me 24. Then the height should be 6. There is a 6-inch high. So I just did 6.5. I just want it to be to exactly just 0.1. Okay, all right, so now look at what we have. Okay, 6.5 by 25. Okay, so now I'm just going to take it and wrap it round. Different ways you want to carry, the choice is yours. Me, I can carry like this and wrap. Okay, good. I'm very sure of it now. I just take water and put on the edge so that it will stick. Okay, so I'm just going to join this. So you see what we have. I'm just going to lock it. I'm going to trim this. Whenever I feel it's too high, I can take my sweetener and my cutter. See? carefully reduce it. We're going to be painting to silver. We're going to be painting with our silver dust. So you see, so this is that for the first. So now we're going to put our rice here. So by the time we put our rice, even if it's not much, you think it's much, you think everything here is rice. Okay, that's the let's say that's the plan. Okay, that's the target. Okay, so now next we're going to be doing the hand. Okay, so when I'm ready, I'll get back to you guys. Okay, so see what we've done for the handle. Let me show you how I did this. Your black fondant, just add a little CMC. I also work with CMC, just get work with corn flour. You know, so you form a round shape. It's always good to start with a round shape when you want to form anything, you want to move anything with your fondant. You have a smooth finishing. So the next, you just form your sausage. So depending on the size of sausage that you want or handle that you want, sorry, then this is your wire gauge. Okay, floral wire, sorry, your floral wire. This is gauge 18. You have different gauges. You have gauge 20, 22. This is what they use for sugar flowers. So it all depends on what you're working on, okay? But when I'm making use of cooking pot, you know, where I need to bend it, I make use of gauge 18. Gauge 18 is stronger than 20. Likewise, 20 is stronger than 22, so on and so forth, okay? So this is what you do. You just take your wire gauge, you buy it from cake shops. It comes in packs. Some sell single, but I normally buy in packs. So you just put, see, passed it through. So this is how I got this. So you try and make sure you measure 2 sausages so that you have, you see, they are even, so that when you put it, the pot in the hands, they are even. Okay, so that's that. So what we just do is to bend. So now we want to fix it. Now let me tell you, I think I was working with a real cake. It would have been easier for me to fix. You know, your cake is not strong like your dummy. The dummy is not hard like that, but compared to cake, it's hard. Did you get? So I'm just going to fix it. When you're fixing, please try and be even. Okay. So I think it was a cake that just gone one hand. Okay, good. Okay, so I'm going to do same for this side. Okay, I'll get back to you guys. Okay, so you see, I'm done with this. So I just pressed and put in water. Now I want to repeat the same thing I did here. Okay, for you see this place, it's looking like a real pot. The way it's attached. Okay, so just take water a little, put underneath the other parts, repeat it, use your hand. See? So that's that. So that's that. That's that for the cooking pot. So now next we're going to paint with silver. I could as well want to paint maybe the center here silver. I'll just cut white fondant, you know, lock here, like just use white fondant and cover here. So I'm going to paint it silver. So we'll have like silver here, then black handle that has a silver demarcation or something, then paint silver. Okay, all right, so that's that. So next we're going to paint, or maybe I'll just do that. Let me just bring and roll it fondant. When I want to put it, I'll get back to you guys. Okay, see, I've done one part. It's just you see your fondant. I've rolled it. You just roll thin. You cut. You see, I've done this part. It's very easy, and even if it's not smooth, it's not a problem because we are painting. Okay, so that's why I'm not bothered. So you just put water, wrap it over. So that's that. So we're going to paint this part silver, okay? All right, so next is for us to paint. So I'm just going to use my luster dust silver and vodka or edible spirit to paint. So that's what we'll be doing next. When we are done, we'll now put our stew plate here and put the stew. I'm going to show you how I did the plate. I've already showed you how I made the stew. So our stew is just waiting for us, okay? Alright. Okay, so see, these are luster dust I've poured. Just put my edible spirits. Just mix very well. Next, start to paint. So this I'm going to paint every part of this white within this place, okay? I'm just going to paint. When I'm done painting, I'll get back to you guys. Okay, so you see, I'm done painting. This is what we have. I'm going to clean this black vegetable oil with Klipsko, with edible spirit, with steam, whatever you want to use to clean your cornflour from your colors, from your color fondant. It's okay, as far as it's edible. Alright, so now I want to put the rice. You see, we have this just few rice. If it's not enough, I'll just do later and add, okay? So even without water, I don't even need to put water, it will stay. So I'm just going to put it and just spread. Okay, so next we're going to be arranging the stew. Alright. Okay, so it's time to bring out our plate. I'm going to bring it out. I could use my brush to dust it, right? So I'm going to keep it here. So now I want to put our stew. So you see it. Looking thick, carefully. Put. Bring 1 mix to the top. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to repeat that procedure, okay, of melting my gelatin, glucose and water, and I'll put just a little drop of orange and I'll just put it on top. So it looks like your oil on top of your stew. Do you understand? So I'm just going to repeat what I did, like your glucose, your gelatin and your water, and just put it on top. I'm going to put only orange color. This I'm not going to put green because we've gotten this stew now. You see it's thick, so we just put it on so it looks as if it's your vegetable, it's your normal tomato stew that has oil on top. Okay. Then for the rice, I'm going to form orange and green just to create carrots. You know, you can put your green, your carrots and your green peas or green beans in your white rice and eat. So I just want to garnish it. Okay. All right. So that's that. So that's that for this class. Okay, the carrot is just orange. I'll just orange for that. Just roll it and cut it into small cubes and put. Likewise the green peas. Okay, I'll just put it and cut and put. Okay. All right. So I told you I'm going to form another oil. It's just going to be the gelatin mixture with the water. That's the 4 cups of glucose, 1/3 cups of water, and 1.5 tablespoons of gelatin. I'll just rub it the way I did this one. And put on top. Look as if we're having an oil on top. Alright, so that's that for this class. So when I'm done, I'm going to snap and send the finished work to the group. So once again, thank you so much for signing into this class. Okay, I'm going to clean here with oil. I already said that. For signing, I thank you so much. And secondly, please don't forget to do your practicals. Okay, please learn to practicalize what you've learned. That's one thing about online classes. We just feel we have time. We don't take it so serious as on site. So that's really different. If you are able to practicalize or put into practice what you've been taught online, you discover that you do very well. Okay, I do have a lovely night rest. Okay, so I want to show you how I did my plate. Okay, so this is just a white fondant, but if you want to do your plate, please add enough CMC. I'm not adding CMC to this. If you want to use for another class, this is a normal white. I just did fondant. Okay, but my own plate, I added CMC, enough CMC. And make sure you do it at least a day before you use. 2 days, 3 days, 1 week. In fact, the longer the day, the better, the firmer it becomes. Okay, so assume I've added my CMC, which I didn't put. So I'm just going to roll. It shouldn't be so thin. It should be thick. Okay. Now you put corn flour on the plate. I'm using. You can use any plates. Okay. I'm using this just put corn flour. Then you use your your pizza cutter. Get a round shape. You have a very big cutter. If you feel like your hand is not straight, you make a mistake. Fine. Do a big cutter and cut. Okay. Then next you take your fondant and put inside. So use your hand, just let it sit, just the way this place is sitting, and you leave it that for the days, number of days you want to keep it. So that when it's dry, then when you don't want that for it to fall out, like really come up, you want to pull it out. So when it's dried, you just turn it out like this. You see, you're forming your plate already. That's that for the plate. You can paint any color you want. Okay, you can use any color you want. You can paint it gold. You can use any color of color you want for the plate. So for the rice, this was how I got the rice. You put extra CMC in your fondant. The particular you want to use for the rice there. So you just cut little, use your hand. See, that's the rice. That's it. You could also do like this. Okay, that one looks long. Just little. So do what works for you. However you want to do it. So that's how you get your rice. Okay, so you see these are final results for the rice. I just cut, you see, green fondant to form my green beans. The other one, orange fondant to form my carrots. Sprinkle on top. These are stew. See it? Now these are spoon. Now let me show you what I did. Where I did the spoon is just your normal fondant, add enough CMC. Now I'm not sure when you are doing anything, you want to mold anything, okay? Mostly something like plate, spoon, things that you want to firm up. Add enough CMC to your fondant. So what I did was just, there's a spoon under this, I'm going to pull it out. I just kept it for people to see it. What I did was just to roll my fondant thick. You see it? I rolled it thick. Then placed it on a spoon. Just your normal spoon. After I had enough CMC, I just placed it on my normal spoon and trimmed. Okay, trimmed. I left it there to dry. So when it was drying, I just painted with silver dust. Now you see the back is still white. So at the beginning I was going to turn it like this. I would have painted when it's fully dried. But now it's dried, but I'm going to remove it now. So this is going to be. So when I snap like this, you won't even notice that there was a spoon. I've removed the spoon. So you see it, this is it. So these are final results. So this is what we have, okay? Alright, so please try and do your practicals, okay? You see how stew. How nice. This looks so real. Like I risked you. Alright, thank you. And also for the pot handle, I later removed the white. That's the part I painted silver. I just had a change of mind, okay? So I just pulled it immediately after putting the rice, you know. I just pulled it out, okay? So I left it black. So you can leave your own with silver, will I say corner or whatever you want to call it, or leave it black, okay? So I just had to just leave it black. All right.